Hello everyone and welcome to more Set 3 Phonics. Our sound today, well, we've got two ways of writing our sound today. We've got sh-us, sh-us, shus, shus. Have a go at saying it after me. Shus, shus, shus. Pretty good. Shus. Excellent. And we can see that we have got a T and an I and a C and an I. And that's the sh sounds that you can hear in those words. Sh-us, sh-us, sh-us. And those sounds are in the words scrumptious, delicious. And I can see there's a little dog here looking at his very delicious and scrumptious bone. And he is thinking, scrumptious, delicious. Because that's what he's looking at. He likes to eat those. Those dogs like to eat bones like that. And I can see there's some more words down here for shus. So can you see I've got T-I-O-U-S is one way of making our shus sound. And I've got C-I-O-U-S as another way of making our shus sound. So I have got two ways of making shus. Right. Well, we know our sound shus, like in scrumptious and delicious. I'm going to give you some sounds to put together. I might break them up into syllables. I might give you individual sounds. Shall we have a go? Let's try our first one. Precious. 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 Precious, like you might have some precious gems that you don't want to get rid of. Precious. Okay, well done if you put those sounds together and you blended them. Let's try our next one. D-L-I-C-us. 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 Delicious. There's lots of sh sounds at the end there. You see me getting a bit mixed up with them as well. Delicious. Lots of sh sounds in there. Delicious. Well done if you got that one. Okay, let's try. Oh, this is a good one. I'm going to break this one up just into syllables, not into each sound. So you might even hear some sounds together in these syllables. Well done if you can hear those sounds. Let's try. F-R-O-Sh-us. Ferocious. Ferocious. Ferocious, like a ferocious beast. Or a ferocious brute, like huge brute. Something ferocious. Tigers can be very ferocious, as can, or dinosaurs, especially the carnivores. Right, ferocious. Let's try another one. V-ish-ush. Sorry, I'll try that one again. V-is-ush. Vicious. 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 Ish-ush. Vicious. It's a bit difficult to say this one. So, we have got our shush sound at the end of vicious. Vicious. Vicious is a bit like ferocious. If an animal is vicious, it might scratch or bite. I know lots of carnivore dinosaurs were vicious, and there's tigers are vicious as well as being ferocious. So vicious and ferocious could be synonyms. And moving on to our last one that I will get right this time. Okay, are we ready? There's lots of sounds at the beginning of this one as well as our shus sound at the end. So listen up. Scrumptious. 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 Like this dog is saying scrumptious and delicious. It is really tricky to sometimes say look shus in the way because of the sh and a s at the end. Shus. Shus. Scrumptious. You could hear me having a bit of trouble with it a second ago. Well done for putting all of those sounds together, and we know our shus sound now. You'll usually see both our shus with T-I-O-U-S and our cious with cious. You'll usually see them at the end of words. So if you can hear a word that ends, like scrumptious or vicious, you can hear that cious sound at the end, then we know it's definitely one of these sounds. And on my complex speedy sound poster, I can see that shush is down here. You might be able to see it behind me. Sorry about that. So we can see it here instead. Shush. Okay. Well, now we've got to know our sound and we know shush is our sound. I think what we can do is we can read some of our green word cards and know our sound shush. You might see in these green sound cards, different from our card, they've given it 2 sound bars and 1 sound button. We don't need to do that. We know this is shush. So we've got shush here at the end. Shush. So we don't need these sound buttons here. I'm going to make it 1 long sound bar with my finger instead of looking at what we've got here, because we know it's shush is our sound, don't we? Okay. Well, you know the drill by now. I'm going to press each sound button, each sound bar. I want you to say those sounds and then put them together and say the word at the end. Are you ready? Off we go. We've got air. Oh, I'm going to let you do it, sorry. Ferocious. Ferocious. You might notice this O isn't an O, it's an O, like goat in a boat. Ferocious. Ferocious. A ferocious, like I've said already, tiger. Well done for reading ferocious. Let's have a go with this one. I'm going to make this sound button at the end. We know that's shush still. And we have got precious. Precious. Can you put those sounds together? Have you done it? Let's say them together. Precious. 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 Well done for reading that one. So we've read precious, we've read ferocious. Let's have a go with our next one. Oh, hold on, Mr. Brooks. This shush isn't looking the same as us. That's okay. We've got 2 ways of making shush. These are quite tricky to spot all of these sounds together, but if you can see our T-I and then O-U-S, or C-I and O-U-S, that's a good thing to spot first, the T-I or the C-I. Let's have a go at our next word then. It's still shush at the end. We've got, oh, I'm gonna let you do it. Scrumptious. 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 Scrumptious and delicious, like that little dog's bone in our picture. Scrumptious. Wow, if you were blending those sounds at the beginning, well done to you. It could be really tricky to blend all of those sounds together at the beginning, but well done if you were doing it. Really, really good stuff. And remembering our shush sound too. Okay, we've had ferocious and precious and scrumptious. Let's have a go at this one. Okay, you ready? Vicious. 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 That's when something it can attack with its claws or its teeth. Some vicious tigers, vicious piranhas, vicious types of animals. Vicious. Brilliant reading again though. Let's get on to our last real word. Are you ready? D, E, Delicious. 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 Delicious and scrumptious. That's how that dog was describing his bone. Well, we've read all of our real words now, so that just means we've got alien words left. I'm going to do the same thing. I know we've not got the sound buttons for this one, but I'm going to have my finger underneath our shus sound at the end of the word. Shus. Are you ready? Off we go. Ready? T-a-ng-shus. T-a-ng-shus. T-anxious. Tanxious? What's tanxious? Not a real word, an alien word, but we can still use our phonics. Next one. Ready? Z-a-m-shus. Z-am-shus. Z-am-shus. Zamptious. Don't know what that word means either. It must be another alien word. Let's have a go at this one. Ready? Ready? Quascious. 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 Quascious! Not a real word, but well done for using your phonics to read it off of the card. Right, we have heard the sound, we have said the sound, we have read the sound. We're going to write the sound. Okay, for these sounds though, for our shus sounds, there's loads of letters to write for our shus sounds. So the first thing I'd like you to write is both of the shus sounds at the top of your page, the first thing you write. So you know what they look like. We have got T-I-O-U-S, shus, and C-Y-O-U-S, shus. Write down shus first, because that way when you hear shus in a word, then you know what that shus looks like. It could be this shus or this shus. And don't worry about getting the right one. If you mix up your shus, that's okay as well, because we don't know sometimes from hearing the word whether it is a T-I-O-U-S, shus, or a C-I-O-U-S, shus. Have you written down shus, both types, at the top of your paper? Pause the video and write it down now if you haven't, and well done if you have. Let's get on with our writing. But hold on, I need... Every time. Where can he be to... Do you know where he is today? He's hiding behind my iPad. He's here. Right, Fred. What words are we writing today? Precious. Precious. Oh, precious. Write the word precious. 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 Can you write the word precious now? Precious. Pause the video and write it down. After precious, I'd like you to write the word... What was it, Fred? Delicious. Delicious. Oh, delicious. Delicious. After precious, can you pause the video and write the word delicious? Delicious. Delicious. Can you pause the video and write down delicious now? Well done if you have. Let's move on. What's our next one, Fred? Ferocious. Ferocious. Oh, ferocious. 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 Okay, pause the video and write down ferocious. 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 And we'll move on. I'm going to give you two more. And there's some tricky ones in here, so well done if you're getting all of these. Next one, we've had ferocious. We had that one that's a bit of a synonym for ferocious, with something being fierce and something's being vicious. What was it, Fred? Vicious. Vicious. Oh, vicious. 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 Pause the video and write down vicious. So have you written down vicious, and before that you've written ferocious? Well, we can move on to our last one. What was it, Fred? Scrumptious. Scrumptious. Scrumptious! Like our little dog where he's saying scrumptious delicious. Scrumptious. 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 Write down the word scrumptious. Have you written all 5? You have. Brilliant. Now we can move on to ticking or fixing. Fred, I'm going to pop you back over here. Not in the way of the camera, Fred. There we go. You can see, might see his little frog hand popping in. Right, on to our ticking or fixing. The first word I asked you to write down was precious. Precious. And you might have both of your shush sounds to refer back to. For precious, we're going to use our second one. I've got, it was doing that on my lap then. Precious. Precious. Give yourself a tick if you wrote down precious like I did. Okay, after precious we had delicious. Delicious. C-I-O-U-S for this shus too. Delicious. Give yourself a tick if your delicious looks like mine. Okay, so you've written down precious and delicious. Our next one was ferocious. Ferocious. O, and we know this O, even though it looks like an O, is actually an O, like our O sounds over here. It's this O sound. We've got O blow the snow, O phone home, O go to the boat, and now just an O, but actually it's an O. So ferocious. Okay, we had ferocious. Give yourself a tick if yours looks like mine. After ferocious, we had vicious. 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 And the last one we did was scrumptious. This one's got loads of sounds in, so I'm going to turn my board over. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to do it on the bottom line. Scrumptious. And this shus is with our T. T-I-O-U-S. Scrumptious. Did you write scrumptious just like me? If you did, or if you gave it a go, I want you to give yourself a pat on the back right now. Do a 1, 2, 3, well done me. Because this is a really, really long word. And to write this down whilst you're still in foundation stage is brilliant. Scrumptious. Scrumptious. Give yourself a tick if you got that one written down. And well done for writing all of these words. Our shus sound can be a little bit tricky, especially because we don't know whether it's T-I-O-U-S or C-I-O-U-S. So we just have to remember both of those groups of sound, the groups of letters make the same sound, which is shus. 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 Well done for writing all of these, and well done if you got those right. That just means we've got one part of our phonics left. You know what it is. It's speedy sounds. Let me get my pack of sounds. Are you ready? I'm going to hide shus in amongst my sounds. Okay, let's give it a go. Wait, hold on. You remember how to do this? I'm going to say the sound, but I want you to say it before I do, because I need to tell you what the sound is, but I want you to get there before I even tell you what it is. Are you ready? I. Air. Oo. Ire. Ear. It's Cious. Were you pointing or waving? I hope so. I didn't even ask you to today. Cious. Well done for getting that one. I'm going to hide it again. Okay, see if you can spot Cious this time. A. Oi. Oo. I. Cious. It's Cious again. Well done, everybody. Today you have done a really good job of your Cious sound for scrumptious and delicious. Well done. That was some really good work you did. It can be quite tough when we get to these sounds, so really brilliant stuff. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.